Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very special bonus episode of Yakuza 0. Not that it's terribly special actually, but, gotta play it up. We are doing the Mach Bowl challenge, which we tried to succeed last time, but it failed. I figured it should be a bonus episode of its own, because I wasn't sure how long it would take. Of course, you guys can see that from the video that it didn't take that long after all, looking at the video length. And you might be wondering, well, how is he so omniscient to know that? Well, for the first time on the channel, this is a post-recording commentary track where I'm watching the video I recorded and commenting over it. I did not mean to do it like that. I tried to record it on top, but I lost the audio, unfortunately. Couldn't salvage it. So I figured, let's do this. Let's do a one of these style things. Give me it a go. So what you're seeing me doing here is, I thought, just to be sure, I decided to challenge Emiri to a bowling match to see that if it's not the case after all that you could simply grind her friendship just by playing her regularly in bowling. As we'll find out in a second, that is indeed not the case. What we have to do, if you guys don't recall, is we have to score a turkey, which means 3 strikes in a row, to increase Emiri's friendship further. But when I did this recording, I figured, well, I can, just in case, I can play Emiri in a regular game, and even while I'm doing that, try to practice my bowling skills. As you guys can see, I got off to a pretty strong start there, promising opening there, getting a strike right out the gate, and Emiri does less good, but I do less good as well. I mean, as you can guys tell from the video length, it would be over very soon if I got the 3 strikes here against Emiri. I mean, no, I did a lot better than I expected in the end, and I think it was a lot of luck, of course, but it's also, I'm pontificating. Is it really the best idea to keep using this 12-pounder? And once I flub this score, I believe I was like, no, I shouldn't do this. See, I corrected it really nicely, you saw there. It was a little bit off-center, but I got it to curl back to hit the center pin. But what you see happening there, what I assume is going on, is that the arc as the ball rolls, since it kind of twists, it kind of shapes the direction that the pins fall in, and that's what kind of tends to ruin the strikes, even though it hits them dead on. Like, to get a strike, with a ball like this, you would have to just nail it dead center without any little spin to it, no curling on the trajectory. I believe we're gonna see in a second once Emiri plays this one. I believe here I decide to then test out a heavier bowling ball, reckoning to myself that, well, if it's heavier, it probably has more force, so with more luck it'll do more damage. Of course, Emiri just used a 16-pounder and just demonstrated that it's not a sure case at all. She corrected that roll pretty well, but still did not succeed in getting a strike with the heaviest ball. Of course, she wasn't quite dead on. It didn't hit the center pin, so that might be a deciding factor. And there she again decides to flub that one. Come on, Emiri, I know you can do better than that. I've seen some good scores from you. Yeah, I decided to play it safe. I was like, well, let's go one scale higher. Let's take the 14-pounder Venom Lord, and then I was terrible. To the very bitter end, I was terrible at the timing when to stop it. I think that's a good indicator that, for example, speedrunning is never going to be something I can get into, because I am terrible at timing, clearly, and getting it frame correct and whatnot. Here, I'm sure I was aiming for the centermost pin, and that's how much I was off. I was trying to correct from last time where I swung too far to the left. This time I let it go too far to the right, and of course, I got the pin there anyway when I applied a little bit of curl. I started to get really good at that, gauging how much spin to put into the bowling ball. But, you know, that doesn't help at all if, as I mentioned, if the force of the blow is not, like, dead on. So, like, when I'm going for a strike, that's not a big help. Yeah. So, we failed against Amiri. I mean, you know, I'm sorry, Amiri. It was a good game. We end up beating her here in points-wise. But we fail with the turkey challenge, which is 3 strikes in a row, which is the final challenge. It is indeed a final challenge. There's no more other strings attached after that one, but the final challenge to gaining Amiri's friendship maximized, getting an actual turkey. Just stick around or skip to the end of the video if you don't want to watch me bowl to see how that goes, because it is totally worth it. And of course, to actually gain Mach Bowl as our own property. So, yeah. It was fun playing Amiri, but of course you have to wait for her to take her turns. Not to mention that there's only 3 rounds, then I'd have to again come here. So the obvious, most efficient way to do this is to play 10 frames by my lonesome, so it's just me chucking a ball. Now, a little bit of trivia here. When I first started this video, you know, my original recording, one of my challenges I set out for myself, because I do want to improve my craft, even as just a hobbyist, I want to improve. And I thought one of the things I need to improve is try to learn to better banter while still playing. I'm sure you guys who have watched my channel for a long time, you know that when I want really have a salient point I want to make, I will kind of stop in the game because I really want to get that point made across. But then the gameplay suffers because I kind of pause in the game to chat. Oh, look at that lucky strike. Oh, that was awesome. See, there you could already see I used the 16-pounder, and it kind of, even with that little bit of wiggliness there, I managed to get a lucky strike there. So that inspired me to keep trying the 16-pounder here for a while longer. So yeah, on the flip hand, sometimes when I've tried to like continue playing the game while still talking, I become like this incoherent mess as I stumble with words, trying to remember the words I'm trying to say, trying to remember what the point is when something in the game draws my attention. Basically, I'm just haven't done enough multitasking, like talking and playing. So one of my challenges when I did this recording originally was that I would try to chat to you guys while doing this challenge here, playing this bowling challenge. Just chat to you guys about something and keep up the conversation. It actually kind of went terribly, not because I didn't do a good job chatting there. There you go, on round 2, I failed to get a strike, so once again we have to start that turkey hunt all over again. Now, did I switch to a smaller ball here? No, in fact, I think I actually stopped to talk about something once again, case in point. I just decided to talk about the book Bowling Alone by Robert Putnam, just because, hey, I'm bowling alone in this game, which, in hindsight, wasn't a super interesting topic to talk about, especially because I haven't actually read that book. But I know it's a not classic, but like well-known book in social sciences that like I have actually held, like I've leafed through it, but I haven't actually read the book, so not a great topic for talking about. I'll just say that the bowling alone part in the title of the book refers to it's a metaphor. Well, it's an example of American leisure time kind of becoming individualized and group activities diminishing from like the mid-1900s onwards to 2000 when the book was released. And case in point is that apparently when the book came out in 2000, bowling was on the rise in America. Again, this is just me reading synopsis of the book, so I don't know what the case is or what the numbers exactly are, but this is me reading about the book. Check out that lovely strike there. That was inspiring. Like, yes, I got the strike. With a little bit of twist there, too, you saw. I had to put just one blip of twist. So, yeah. Basically, yeah, bowling was an increasing hobby in America in, like, the latter half of the 1900s. But bowling groups, like bowling leagues, like, you know, you've seen in like movies there'll be like a club of bowlers, you know, everyone has their own jerseys and stuff. Those were diminishing, like, that meant that more people were bowling alone, and that was kind of emblematic of what Putinen was arguing. There you see, I lost it. Lost the turkey streak again. I tried to correct it. I thought the heavy 16-pounder would still manage to beat all of them, even though it was off the center. But as you can see, it is not that simple. So yeah, that was like emblematic of just what happens in general. Apparently, what Putinen was arguing, that free time activities were like lessening in group activities. And it's interesting. I'd like to hear about a follow-up considering modern day, because now that the internet is big and everyone hangs out online, like, you could say that we are more isolated even more now, and there's of course way more like multimedia to entertain us with. But on the other hand, you know, social media connects us with people, and like Discord is huge, and people are like doing activities online. It comes to that age-old like debate of like, is this meaningful like a meaningful pastime, meaningful activities? I mean, I personally, I don't. It's good to get outside, definitely. I'm not gonna say become a total shut-in, but like, I don't think we should entirely discount the sort of like camaraderie, company you can find, the bonds you can form online. With the caveat that it does seem to be easier to fall in with some bad crowds online than it is in like a quote-unquote meat space. You know, kind of the nature of the internet. It's internet in general, you know. I wouldn't exactly trade the thing, but there absolutely is like some like, you know, warning labels, you know, warning stickers that come with the internet. So, but yeah, that had nothing to do with the game, really. I was just like, hey, bowling alone. I know. There's a book about that subject, so that's why I was talking about that. And my rambling went on a little bit longer, so honestly, hey, look at that, another strike. At this time I used a 12-pounder. I guess I was feeling a bit unlucky with the... Oh no, it was the 14-pounder, my apologies. I thought that maybe that was a good compromise between the heavy tank and the 12-pounder. So, and it turned out okay there, as you saw. So, gosh, see, now I'm failing, actually. I completely forgot what my point was, but I was talking about that stupid book before I started talking about that strike. It's not important. The book is not important to this game. It was just simply because, hey, bowling. This is like a thing I can talk about, bowling. I mean, honestly, I don't even remember what else I talked about. I think I was so stuttery and rambling that we wrapped things up before I got a chance to talk about anything else. I guess, taste strike number 2. And this is, of course, you can imagine in the original recording, once again, I'm getting excited, but I'm tempered, because if you watched the previous video, you do remember me, I did get a couple of 2 strikes. And then, you know, I watched it all crumble away as I went for the 3rd one, but you can see here, this long break is me, like, kind of, first of all, going over the situation, and also I'm, like, kind of psyching myself up, like, this time I gotta get it right, you know. I mean, I was mentally prepared to record for like an hour since this is just a silly bonus episode, but of course I wanted to get it done as quickly as possible, which is why I, you know, really put my game face on for this role. And honestly, it wasn't any different than in the past when I put my game face on, but, well, you can see how far we are through the video. You can probably guess how this one goes, actually, for once I lucked out, if I could just get around to the roll. And of course, this looks scary, like this is like almost a movie moment. It's a little bit off the center, so I put 2 blips of spin, and I'm like, maybe that was too much, but lo and behold, there it is. Gobble, gobble, baby. 3 strikes. So, of course, that was exciting, that I actually pulled it off. I mean, part of me was a little worried because there was no fanfare in the heat of the moment. Like, it just said 3 strike. It didn't even say turkey there. But on screen I was just like, well, now we're just victory lapping. So now I just decided to just play one more round of bowling here just to, you know, get it done with. And of course there's no pressure anymore, so I think I did pretty terribly in this round. Let's see now. No, actually, I think no, I don't strike this because... That's right, the one is left there, because I would have, like, made a way more noise if I got 4 strikes in a row. Like, I don't know, what do you call that? If 3 strikes is a turkey, is 4 strikes a turkey buzzard in bowling lingo? I don't know. Some bowlers, tell me, what are the more and more weird names you come up with for hotter and hotter streaks of strikes? But anyway, yes, spoilers, that's what we needed. We got the 3 strikes, so we finished the quest with Emiri and Mach Bowl, and the payoff is going to be fantastic. For old time's sake, I just took out the 12-pounder again, which was my primary weapon when I did the original run-through this in the previous episode, and I believe, as you're going to see here, it... did about as well as it did in the original recordings. Like, look, I even got 100 on the power. But, nope. Didn't put enough spin that time, so I'm embarrassing 6 pins down, so... So a part of me was like, meh, what a wet fart of a finish, but... Hey, that's not what counts. What counts is getting those 3 strikes, which means we are done. Now, I guess here I was explaining this very same thing, but I was being more long-winded as usual because I froze here to chat about the matter. But, yeah. So, wow, you got a turkey. Congratulations! I actually don't remember how much I talked in between, so this is, maybe I shouldn't really read the lines out this time. Yeah, let's not do that this time, guys. I don't remember. I'll just keep narrating. Why don't I? Not usual my style. You know I like to read the dialogue, but since I can't predict my own stupid pauses, I'll just chat about this victory. I love how cocky Kiryu is. He normally doesn't do this, but like for some reason he really struts around here about getting this turkey. It's kind of endearing, and I think it's because look at how excited he is about this turkey. He is like, here comes my delicious turkey. Like I think it's not that he's cocky, it's just that he's like excited like a child on Christmas Eve to get a turkey to eat. And of course it's a freaking chicken. Now, this is the one thing I'm sad that we don't have the original audio, that I lost that, because you miss out on all of my laughing in this part where this chicken shows up. Because this is a really good gag that it's a live chicken. And also at Kiryu, look at this Kiryu just still salivating over his turkey. And it's a bit fresher. Oh, that's good stuff. So yeah, I lost it at this part originally. Because they didn't specify when we ordered. And look at that that chicken. Doesn't it look gigantic? Is it gigantic, or is it just that Emiri is like really far away, like forced perspective? I'm not sure. Now, to be honest, I was not entirely surprised by this because the PC port trailer mentions a chicken. So, like, I kind of knew that a chicken was in the game. I still had a good laugh at this part because I was not ready for the chicken to show up. Not to mention what happens with the chicken here is gonna be super good. Also, Emiri just now only realized it's not an actual turkey. That's some good stuff. And then she's like, hey, I'll just cook it for you. We got a kitchen in the back. Which like, it seems like such a health and safety violation. Like, you'd have to slaughter this thing in the back room of your bowling alley. Like, I don't think... I don't think that's something you're allowed to do in, like, anything except... Like, I don't think you can slaughter live animals in, like, a restaurant kitchen. Like, I think you have to buy it pre-slaughtered, right? I'd imagine. Except, like, I guess there's always those gags about restaurants where they're like, you pick the cow and we slaughter it. But I don't know if that's just a Simpsons gag or if that's, like, an actual real restaurant. Who knows? Yeah, this is good. They're like, well, at least you can eat chicken. Why not? It's not like there's a Poppo Tenkaichi like a block away where you can probably buy some chicken. So now Kiryu just becomes like this green warrior here. He's like, oh no, this chicken. And look at this character depth. Emiri's on a poultry farm, so she's actually qualified to pluck this guy. It's amazing. This was super worth it doing this Mach Bowl thing in the end, because this is hilarious. This part in particular, look at this. Wow, 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 wow. And Kiryu is hypnotized by freaking Hypno Chicken. It's amazing. He wants to keep the chicken. Yeah, we got our own pet chicken. Yeah, it's funny. Kiryu's like, is that not allowed? Like, really, as if it's Emiri's business. Not that I know where they were keeping this chicken anyway. Like, that's weird having a chicken, a live chicken in your bowling place. So yeah, the reward is getting this chicken, and we also befriended Emiri, which was the really important thing. I was scared for a moment that we'd still have to do something a little extra. I don't know what, but anyway. But thankfully, we didn't. And check this out, your name will be Nugget. That's a fantastic name for a chicken. Oh man, it's good stuff. I don't remember there being a chicken called Nugget anywhere else, so I was like really impressed, like, hey, that's a really funny name for a chicken. So yeah, Nugget is now on the team. And this, if we had the original audio, you could hear me collapsing almost off my chair, laughing at this. He becomes a manager in our real estate empire. What the hell? Why is the chicken... Imagine the Leisure King's face when he walks into work next day and like... The cubicle next door now has a chicken coop in it, and it's like, oh no, that's your new partner. This is Nugget. Nice to meet you, Mr. Leader King. And check this out. The freaking chicken rips me off for 300,000 yen every time. Every time I send him out on assignment. Like that's like $2,000. What is that chicken spending that money on? Like honestly, what, is he just buying bags and bags of imported feed from like Central America, fancy Central American chicken feed? I don't know where the best chicken feed in the world comes from. I'm just spitballing here. But anyway, that's fantastic. We needed a manager on our team. I didn't expect it to be this. You can bet your ass for that. And you can be sure I did not realize when I first saw the PC trailer with the chicken that that's what the chicken's gonna do in the game. I knew it'd be something silly, but this is something real silly. So of course the most important thing really was that getting Mach Bowl as one of our real estate items. So we went right back in to chat up with Emiri, and just like Sushi Gin, she's heard on the grapevine that we do real estate business, and she wants us to be her real estate manager, owner, real estate proprietor, Yakuza sugar daddy. I don't know what we do. I don't know what really you call the relationship between the real estate guy and, oh well. Anyway, it's about 2 million unupgraded, which I think is a little paltry compared to the other place we got from the Gambling King area, that movie theater. I think that one was like 10 million right off the bat. But 1.7 million is still respectable, especially since it's unupgraded yet. So I shouldn't really complain too much about that. That's 1 million more we'll be making every time we collect our dues. So now let's see. This is pretty much where I ended the episode, because that was the goal of this bonus episode, was to get this bowling alley under my wings, or Nugget's wings, I suppose, and we succeeded. So yeah. I believe I will be closing it here. Next time we're gonna do, again, the proper game. I think we will at last get along with the main quest. There can't be very many more distractions. So those guys looking forward to some main quest action, your wait will be not so long anymore. Man, that was well orated. Okay, catch you all next time, guys. Thanks for watching.